Hey everyone, I'm back, and this time I am talking about my fourth graders update. So it's been about it's either 7 or 8 weeks that we're finishing up right now. I uploaded a video of my fifth graders at the 6 week mark, but it's been probably a good couple weeks since then, and I'm finally making time to talk about my fourth grader. So I don't want to make this super long. I'm in the car waiting for my daughter to get out of work, and I have to be driving around for the next little bit. So I'm just going to talk quickly through what she's doing, and I just want to say that most of the stuff she's doing were talked about more in depth in her fourth grade video that I posted recently. So please refer to that if you want more information, as this one's going to be really quick. But I do want to take a little bit of time, especially in language arts, to talk about what we've changed since the beginning of the school year, what we're adding, and how that's all looking now. Because that really is the only subject where I'm still fine-tuning it for her, just to see what's going to work for the rest of the year. So let's start with her miscellaneous, like elective type stuff. She still is working through Draw right now, which is a really awesome drawing book. It teaches them like step by step how to draw pictures, although she's a great artist, so she really runs with that and kind of makes everything her own. They do include copywork passages, which I like, because she doesn't realize that that's also language arts. She thinks it's just a fun art lesson. So we're doing Draw right now. We're still in book 1, but we have the whole series, so eventually we'll get through those. She's also very much into tablet drawing, like artistry on her tablet. So she's using Procreate just to come up with her own creative images and pictures and doodles, and she's constantly just drawing and art, and I really love her little imagination. So she really likes spending time on the tablet making art. Her and her little sister, they still love Art Hub for Kids videos on YouTube. So just she's very much an artist, and that's her focus lately. We are working through Spanish as a family, especially with my 5th, 4th, and 2nd grader. We're in the first book of Song School Spanish, which they really love. And as soon as we're finished up with that, I want to say we're like chapter 22, we'll move into Song School Spanish level 2 or book 2, or however that works. So we really like that program. As far as Bible goes, just like her brother, we're working through the Obey study by Not Consumed. That's going really well. We're actually on the 4th lesson out of 20. And again, I really like how those are laid out. They all have their little booklets that they can follow along with and keep their notes in. And so yes, I highly recommend Not Consumed products. Let's talk about math. So she's working still through Apologia level 3. She's about midway, probably a little bit less than midway through the 3rd level. But again, we're really happy with it. She doesn't complain to do it. Math is her struggle subject. Ever since she's switched to Apologia, it's been a breeze, really. Other than her just not grasping like the memorization technique of like multiplication and division, everything's easy. She's willing to do it. She doesn't complain. She likes to pair it with an abacus because she's very visual. But yeah, I want to figure out how to instill just the quick memorization in her. My son in 5th grade has always been very quick at just memorizing. So for him to do a page of problems, it's like a breeze. But for her, it takes a little bit longer because she feels like she has to count out every little bead and every little manipulative. And so for her, it just doesn't come as a quick recall. And so we're working on that with the wrap-ups, which I showed on my son's video as well. But I'll post a picture here too. We really like working with the wrap-ups for some supplemental practice. She does Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool. That's for some of the language arts, mostly math, some PE, and a little bit of the music and geography. I kind of just pick and choose what we want to do on any given day, but she definitely does the math every single day on Easy Peasy, and that's easy. She just logs in and does it all herself. Quickly into science, we do this as a family as well. We've always just pulled out the California State Standards and made sure we're watching all the related videos on Generation Genius. They love those. They love those videos. They're so fun. You can print out worksheets. You can do online quizzes to make sure they're comprehending what they're learning. So that's mostly our science. I did recently purchase the level 4 Wonders of the Physical World from Blossom and Root, and this is our first go about with any Blossom and Root products, and I think we're gonna like it. We've gone through the first 2 wonders is what they call them. So we learned about what it's like to be a physicist and what it's like to be an engineer, and there's so many options you can use with that. They have recommendations for whether they're a visual learner or whether they love arts and crafts, or whether you want to use a lot of literature. So I'm kind of just picking and choosing what I think they want to do. And because I'm limited on my time right now, we're doing the minimalist approach, which is a lot of short YouTube videos and then just discussing what they talk about. And then occasionally we'll use their notebook. Like last week, they wrote down the process of the scientific method and things like that. So far, so good for the Blossom and Root Wonders of the Physical World. Moving into history, we're still chugging through Winter's Promise. We are on the 3rd out of 4 of those books. I will say that out of the books we've completed so far, this one has been very hard to get through. It's not as interesting as the Middle Ages one. It's not as interesting as the ancient history one. So we're kind of like unhappily getting through the information right now. We today went over the French Revolutionary War. We talked a little bit about Napoleon. Again, I try to just bring up YouTube videos to kind of coincide with that. I was always using Truth Quest to supplement with other books, but as you know, I've lost that. If you watched my last video, I've lost that book and I have not been able to find it. So right now we're really just using Winter's Promise, and it just feels like a task that I'm trying to get through. I really want to get through this 3rd book, and hopefully the 4th book will again pick up and be just a little bit more interesting as it goes more into like modern history. But I've always loved Winter's Promise. We really, really loved the first 2 books, so I still highly recommend. I just think that this era in history that we're studying is just, it's a little bit boring. It's not really U.S. history. It's more like what's going on in Europe and what's going on in those other cities, which is all, like, it's all important when it comes down to it. But my kids they're not really like attached to it right now. They kind of just want to fly through it and get to the next interesting thing. So that's what we're doing. We still watch World Watch News every day, which is a current events subscription that you watch. It's like a little news clip, but it's created for elementary through high school students. It's unbiased, but it does come from a biblical worldview. And they just talk about current events, and we really, really look forward to watching World Watch News every day. Okay, so we knocked out those things. Let's talk a little bit about language arts, because this is where all of our changes have come in. So we started the year, she's doing Essentials in Writing level 3. She's still working on that. She does about a page or 2 a day. It's just easy review on, parts of grammar, writing sentences, making sure like all your punctuation and capitalization is correct. So really it's just like something she flies through. I would say it's more like busy work than anything, but she's not complaining. She's doing it and it's going well. We're working through Beowulf's grammar, and that's fine too. She does it with her 2nd grade sister. that one we've done a little bit less. Like, we don't do it every day because it does take time from me to really sit down with them, to really teach them how to use the worksheets, how to, learn the things that the pages are talking about at that time. So not every day I get the time to actually sit down with them and have like a language arts session. But out of I think the 8 weeks that we finished, we've completed 3 full weeks of Beowulf's grammar plan. And like I said, we like it. It's going to be slow going because it does take time from me. It's very teacher intensive. So I highly recommend that, but just know that, yeah, you're going to have to sit with your kids and really advise them and, make sure it's getting done. We started reading The Wild Robot. I thought it was really timely when I saw that movie was coming out. And my kids love to read books and then watch the movie. That's just kind of one of our things. So I was like, oh, okay, let's read The Wild Robot. This will be fine. So we're probably on chapter like 10, I think we're at right now. And they're very short chapters. Like, I wouldn't even call them a chapter. It's basically like a chapter is 1 or 2 pages long and not even a full page because there's also some images. But it's very short, but it's keeping all of their attention. We're enjoying it. I found a study guide online for free. So they're also doing copy work and some other writing assignments as we read through those. And I'll link her link to that study guide because I really am enjoying that. And so are my kids. And so that's been good. Let's talk about what we're not using anymore that I did talk about in her last video. Writing with Ease level 1. I realize that is way too basic for her. She technically should be in level 4. And I don't know why I didn't realize this. I think I've had it for so long that I just assumed you can use it along like a lot of grade levels. But for her in particular, it's way too basic for her. It's not really helping anything. She already knows everything. And so, yeah, we've put Writing with Ease level 1 to the side. I'm going to be replacing that with The Good and the Beautiful level 3. I forgot how much I loved this level with my son when he was in 3rd going into 4th grade. I really particularly like how they teach paragraph structure and writing. So I want to go through this level with her just to strengthen that because we haven't really talked about the structure of a paragraph yet. Although she does a lot of copy work and creative writing, she hasn't learned, the basics of a paragraph, like what's a topic sentence, and then how do you figure out what goes in the middle, and then a conclusive sentence, and things like that. So I thought it would be fun if my sister's daughter, who's my niece, also in the same grade as my daughter, they're going to team up and work on level 3 together. And I know my daughter is super looking forward to it because she thinks she's just going to Zoom with her every day. And they're going to discuss their good and the beautiful work together. So I think that'll be really fun for them. And that's what we're replacing for her writing portion. Let's see, did I do anything else with English? No, I think that is it. I do want to quickly circle back to history because I did add something into history that we are going to be utilizing. And that is, let me think about it. Why can I not think of it right now? Oh yes, it's called History Bites. So there's a really cute 12-year-old boy who likes to teach history, and so he's written some of his own books, and he has corresponding YouTube videos that go over each chapter with visuals, and so that's right up our alley. I'm very much a YouTube homeschool mom. I love to find videos that visually show the things that I'm teaching through literature or reading. And so this is going to be a fun addition to the Winter's Promise that we're already working through on history. Especially my 5th grade son. His focus in the state standards this year is all U.S. history. So I thought that was perfect to add the history bites on top of the Winter's Promise that we're already doing. And so they'll get that additional history with what we're already doing. So that was what I missed. And then is that it? I think that is it. I think I've covered everything. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, please leave me comments below. I would love to interact with you. And yeah, that our 8 weeks so far have been going really well, and I'm excited for the school year to continue. You have a great Thursday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.